There was a Daily Beast article based on a UCLA study, hardly a far right outfit, which said GOP women are prettier. Even the arch feminist herself, Lindy West, admitted in an article that she wrote that conservative women are prettier. So if you look at the science, it tends to be that more attractive women and men are attracted to conservative politics.
If you look at all the women who were at the Women's March, they were, not in shape. They were all divorcees, and they're all in their mid 40s. And these are the same people who are offended by beach bodies and women like Pamela Anderson on Baywatch. They can't stand the idea of pretty women taking over. And I think they're indoctrinating a lot of the college students, females, of course, to believe in this idea.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
We are live. This is the final segment of the fourth hour, and we are still joined by Ashton Whitty. Go and check out her YouTube channel. She did a video on this about Vice saying conservatives can't get dates. Quite the opposite in my experience. I made a video called Sexy Hot Conservatives, one of the best headlines ever, where I went through the science behind this. Cambridge University Press reported conservatives are more physically attractive. This is a quote: attractive individuals are more likely to identify with the Republican Party and are more likely to be conservatives. There was a Daily Beast article based on a UCLA study, hardly a far-right outfit, which said GOP women are prettier. Even the arch feminist herself, Lindy West, admitted in an article that she wrote that conservative women are prettier. So if you look at the science, it tends to be that more attractive women and men are attracted to conservative politics. And of course, they come back and say, oh, but look at this liberal celebrity. She's so hot. Yeah, that doesn't disprove the general science in these studies, which include hundreds and hundreds of people. I'm talking about activists. I'm talking about journalists. I'm talking about the kind of people who were exposed as perverts during this whole #MeToo scenario. People like Sam Criss, people like Glenn Thrush. It often was the case that the most ardent, virtue-signaling male feminists were the most creepy, predatory perverts in almost every case. And again, it's because, they're ugly. I mean, I see this connection all the time. Leftists, particularly the most vicious ones who jump to getting personal as quickly as possible, they always have problems with depression, problems with self-loathing. So in those cases, they can't attract women in the normal way. So they have to be creeps, they have to be perverts. And the science shows that conservatives are indeed hotter. But I mean, Ashton, the question is, do leftists, as they get older, manifest all that viciousness, all that self-loathing by becoming as ugly on the outside as they are on the inside? Do they actually begin to wear all that hatred on their faces, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Where do you think cat ladies come from? Honestly, I mean, if you look at all the women who were at the Women's March, they were, not in shape. They were all divorcees, and they're all in their mid 40s. And these are the same people who are offended by beach bodies and women like Pamela Anderson on Baywatch. They can't stand the idea of pretty women taking over. And I think they're indoctrinating a lot of the college students, females, of course, to believe in this idea. If you look at a lot of the sorority girls at UC Berkeley, for example, they all look like they come from nice families. They are all very pretty. And then something happens to them over time where they stop shaving their legs. They wear yoga pants every single day, and they start wearing Birkenstocks. And it's almost like this feminist ideology is pushing them to not take care of themselves.
Yeah, you see the before and after photos of some of these women, and the transformation is quite stunning. But again, they say, oh, Ashton, that's just your internalized misogyny. That's my bigotry. How dare we judge women on their appearance? Oh, and by the way, Tommy Lawrence had plastic surgery. Ann Coulter's emaciated. It's okay to be completely vile about women and how they look and the size they are, so long as they're conservative. Quite the double standard there, Ashton, isn't it?
Well, what's so interesting to me is that a lot of women who are conservative and they do take care of themselves, whether it be Botox or taking a simple shower, we're actually happier with our lives because taking care of your bodies and actually, basic hygiene tends to tie back to happiness. You're not going to be depressed if you smell good. You're not going to be depressed if you're wearing nice clothes. Happy people just don't look like trolls. Just doesn't happen.
Now I want to get into this. I know you've been chomping at the bit to talk about it. Infowars headline: CNN promotes cuckoldry as positive for modern relationships. This came out back in January. Of course, CNN appealing to the interests of its core audience. It reads: CNN has hit a new low by posting a feature article that promotes cuckoldry as a positive fetish for modern relationships. And they quote these experts, including one that said, cuckolding tends to be a positive fantasy and behavior. They also quote a Dan Savage, who is like a gay rights leftist activist, who said, the rewards can be amazing. Goes on to say, neither of these assertions are backed up by any evidence or challenged by the writer of the piece, Ian Kerner, who is a licensed psychotherapist. So there was no actual survey or anything that backed this up, that it was a positive thing for relationships to let your wife sleep with someone else. They just said it was, and we took their word at face value. But we had another article, though, which completely contradicted this, and this is out of Breitbart. It says far left voters more likely to share their wives, right wingers more sexually dominant, claims study. So basically, they asked people in France, and again, this sampling was 4,000 people, unlike the 3 people quoted by CNN. And basically, they found out that left wingers are more likely to have orgies, to share their wives, and we're trying to dance around this because it's a family show. Right wingers, this is a quote, are more likely to enjoy, quote, kinky sex. So they're more likely to engage in taboos, but it was the left wingers who were more likely to engage in cuckoldry. So Ashton, not to get too graphic here, it's a family show. Why do you think leftists are more likely to be into cuckoldry? Is there something within their psychological makeup which makes them more attracted to that kind of deviancy?
Well, as a psychotherapist, I think that she would know basic psychology and that sharing multiple men for one woman is not going to help a woman psychologically. It's actually going to damage her even more, which may even tie to the very fact that feminists are angry themselves. I mean, there's just studies show that women who have more sexual partners at a time, they tend to be angry with their lives. They tend to have worse relationships. I think this ties to a lot of what a lot of these feminists, are. They're angry, they're sad with their own lives. And so I think back to what you said earlier, that they are afraid to be alone. They sleep around and say it's beneficial to the relationship, when all it really does is destroy the very family and traditional values that they should be upholding.
Incredible. There you see the study out of the Breitbart.com article. We'll be sure to revisit this topic. It's a source of common interest for me. Just before we go, though, tell people how they can find you on Twitter and how they can subscribe to your YouTube channel, which has been doing very well of late.
They can find me on both Twitter and YouTube, Ashton Birdie, ASHTONBIRDIE.
Okay, be sure to check out her most recent video on this very subject as well. Ashton, really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
There goes Ashton Whitty. Before we get into a few final news stories here, I want to tell you about some of the great specials at InfoWarsStore.com, because we've got a massive one. It is InfoWars Life Select 3-month premium survival food, an Alexa Pure Pro free at $250 value. This is an incredible deal for anyone looking to take care of their family in an emergency, of which we might have a few more in the coming years, given what's happening in the Middle East and with Russia. For a limited time, you can save big when you buy the 3-month InfoWars Life Select premium food supply at InfoWarsStore.com by getting an Alexa Pure Pro free, a $250 value to help you support the show. So you'll receive a powerful water filtration system, the Alexa Pure Pro, while also securing a 3-month food supply of our ultimate fresh and healthy storable meals for your family for a $250 value in savings. So you get $250 value in savings, the Alexa Pure Pro, and the 3-month food supply. Don't wait until an emergency strikes. Make sure you and your loved ones are prepared with a 3-month InfoWars Life Select premium storable food kit. And again, if nothing happens and the sell-by date just runs out, which is not going to happen for a long time, just eat the food and save money anyway, and you also support this broadcast. As Alex says, it's a 360 win. We've also got massive savings, end-of-lot sales, Super Male Vitality, 50% off. Again, the 3-month food supply, the Alexa Pure Pro free, as I just mentioned. We've got the Vitality and Balance combo, which is Super Male Vitality and the Real Red Pill, Also, massive discount, 50% off. True Alpha Male Combo, which is Super Male Vitality and Alpha Power, again, 50% off. Double Patriot points for the rest of the month. Stock up now. Get the auto ship option so you don't have to keep going back if you forget to reorder, and support this network as we receive a lawsuit on a bi-weekly basis at this point. We're under sustained attack. We can't be brought down because we enjoy your fantastic support by getting the specials at InfoWarsStore.com. Now, talking about people being attacked, of course, Laura Ingraham was under a boycott because of David Hogg's efforts a couple of weeks ago. She took a holiday. She's returned to the air, and her ratings are up by more than 20%. So a round of applause for David Hogg. He's managed to boost Laura Ingram's ratings by over 20%. He's the best ally that Republicans could have in these midterm elections. Gun sales are through the roof. Conservatives are active. They're angry. They're annoyed. They want to fight back through the ballot box. So we thank sincerely David Hogg for all his efforts, and congratulations to Laura Ingraham. Her show's 20% up. She's doing just fine. That's going to wrap it up for me. War Room with Owen Schroyer is coming up. Breaking news at Infowars.com. We'll be back.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the Resistance.
Donald Trump.
I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I left my cell, my pager, and my home phone at the bottom. I sent 2 letters back in autumn. You must not have got them. There probably was a problem at the post office or something. Sometimes I scribble addresses too sloppy when I jot them. But anyways, what's up, man? How's your daughter? I know you probably hear this every day, but I'm your biggest fan. Anyways, I hope you get this, man. Hit me back, just a chat. Truly yours.
I can't stand that motherfucker, and I feel like he's not paying attention to me.
Okay.
And I was kind of waiting for him to say something.
Like his Twitter fingers, yeah.
Yeah, and for some reason, he didn't say anything.
The globalists are losing, but they're doubling down their attacks. There's one thing they fear, and it's people power. InfoWars has defeated their censorship so far only because of you spreading the links, spreading the articles, subscribing, clicking the notification buttons, and getting the articles and videos out. But they are intensifying their censorship, so now it's more important than ever to ensure we keep the First Amendment alive and well right here in America and free speech worldwide. So from Australia to countries in Africa, to Europe, to Mexico, to right here in the USA, I salute you all for taking action and defending free speech. We will prevail.